Hi there. If you're watching this, maybe you're someone who's felt the silence more than the noise lately. Maybe you've been through love, lost it, and wondered if it ever comes back. I want to tell you a story. It's not about fireworks or grand romantic gestures. It's about quiet moments, unexpected kindness, and the kind of love that doesn't knock you over, but gently takes your hand. This isn't a story from decades ago. It's not about youth. It's about now, about finding something when you stopped looking. So if you've ever thought love had forgotten you, pull up a chair. Let me share how one rainy afternoon changed everything. My wife, Carol, passed away 7 years ago, cancer, and with her went my appetite. For color, for conversation, for the little things that once made me smile. I still remember how she used to hum while making tea, how she always remembered to warm the cups first. After she was gone, I drank mine cold, alone on the couch, no humming. People told me, "You'll move on?" But how do you move on from someone who was your entire map? So I built a routine: wake up, walk, feed the birds. Microwave dinner, watch the same old shows, go to sleep, repeat love. That belonged to my past. I had filed it away, a beautiful chapter. Finished, or so I thought. It was a Tuesday. The kind where the clouds never quite clear and the world feels like it's exhaling slowly. I was walking to the market, same route, same time as always. My coat was pulled tight, but the cold still crept in. Not just through the sleeves, through me. That's when I saw it. A small, worn wallet. Right there on the edge of the sidewalk, half soaked. I looked around, no one in sight. I picked it up. No, just a few dollars, a faded photo of a cat, and a receipt from the corner bookstore dated that morning, so I went there. The clerk didn't recognize the wallet, but offered me a coffee on the house. I declined. I wasn't in the mood for conversation, but I stayed anyway. And that's when she walked in, a yellow raincoat, short hair, laugh lines, eyes that had seen stories. She glanced at the wallet in my hand. Then at me. "That's mine," she said, smiling. "I think you just saved my day." I nodded, gave it back, and started to leave. But something stopped me. Maybe it was her smile. Oh, maybe it was the sound of rain behind us that suddenly didn't feel as heavy. "I was just about to get tea," she said, "if you've got a moment." I hadn't sat with anyone in months. I didn't want to. I didn't plan to, but I stayed. And for the first time in years, I talked not about loss, not about pain, just about the rain and books and our cat named Walter, and I listened. To someone who wasn't trying to fix me or judge me. She was just there, warm, present, like a lighthouse you didn't know was waiting for you in the fog. We met again the very next week, same bookstore, same time. I didn't plan it, but maybe part of me hoped she would be there, and she was. This time she brought the tea. Chamomile with just a touch of honey. We sat by the window, rain again. It always seemed to rain when she was near, but it never felt cold anymore. She talked slowly. Not because she couldn't find the words, but because she believed in tasting them like you would a good meal, one bite at a time, and I listened. I started remembering how to be present, how to pause before replying, how to laugh again, not out of politeness, but because something actually felt funny. She told me about her garden, how nothing she planted ever grew the way she expected it to. But some of the mistakes turned out to be her favorite parts. She said, "Life's like that. The things we never plan often bloom the most." And suddenly, it hit me. I hadn't felt lonely in weeks. Even when I was alone, something was shifting. Not in a dramatic Hollywood sort of way, but slowly, gently, like fog lifting just enough to see the path again. We didn't talk about our past much. She never asked about Carol. I never asked about the ring she wore on a chain around her neck. Some things are sacred, and somehow we both understood that. What mattered was the now, the quiet, the calm, the sound of tea being poured into two mismatched cups, and the rhythm of two people rediscovering how to share a table without filling every silence. There was a moment quiet in between conversations when she reached for her tea and her hand brushed mine. We didn't flinch, didn't comment, but something passed between us. A kind of recognition. I didn't feel young. I didn't feel like a man in love. I felt awake, fully, for the first time in years. That night, as I walked home, I looked up. The streetlights flickered through the trees, the same trees I'd passed every day, but tonight I noticed them. Isn't it strange how life doesn't give us fireworks when things change? It gives us a cup of tea, a voice that waits for your silence to end, a moment when your routine pauses, just long enough to breathe something new in. I thought I missed being young, but what I missed was feeling seen, being asked, "How was your day?" and knowing someone actually cared about the answer. I missed sitting in silence and not needing to fill it. I missed watching someone smile and realizing I was the reason. It wasn't the thrill of youth, it was the warmth of connection. The kind that doesn't demand anything, only your presence. That yellow raincoat, those mismatched teacups, the bookstore receipt that led me to her. They reminded me. Life doesn't end after 50. Sometimes it begins differently, and more gently than we expect. She never tried to change me. She simply reminded me of the parts of myself I had forgotten. We still meet every Tuesday, same bookstore, same tea. It's been months now, no grand declarations, no labels, just two people sharing warmth in a world that often forgets how badly we all need it. Sometimes we talk about the past, not as something to escape, but as something that shaped the way we sip tea slower now and hold eye contact longer. I still carry Carol in my heart. That hasn't changed. But now I understand. Grief doesn't leave to make space for joy. They simply sit together like old friends across the same table, and that's okay. You see, rain still falls, but now, so to miracles, quiet ones, small ones on park benches, in bookstores, in mugs of chamomile with honey. If you're listening to this and you felt like time has taken more than it's given lately, let me tell you something. It's not over, not even close. You are still someone's conversation worth having. You are still someone's reason to smile. You may not be looking for love, but sometimes love is quietly looking for you, and all it needs is for you to pick up a lost wallet or say yes to tea on a rainy Tuesday. This is Life After 50. Thank you for spending this hour with me. If this story touched something in you, don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and share it with someone you care about. Sometimes one story is all it takes to remind someone that life isn't done surprising us yet. See you next time.